Question 46. Continue with question 46. It says, which of the following line graph represents where x is less than or equal to, is greater than or equal to 2, but less than or equal to 4. So therefore, since we have two less than or equal to signs here, so we have two less than or equal to signs here, it means that it must be closed. So therefore, if we notice we have a solid circle here, so when we have solid circles, then that would represent solid circles, or would represent the information here. So B is the answer there. Moving on to 47, it says, which one of the following diagram best illustrates a function? Now a function, so in this case, we have the domain being here and the codomain being on this side. Now whenever we have a function, one arrow, but we must always remember that once we have more than one arrow leaving an element, it is not a function. So therefore here we have two arrows leaving this element, so therefore this is not a function. Here we have two arrows leaving this element, so therefore this is not a function. Here we have another two arrows leaving this, so here this is also not a function, right? So if we look at this one here, we only have one arrow leaving each element in the domain, so therefore D is the function here. All right, and I hope you are learning. So please, again, I'm just asking you just to like and share the video so that we can continue to grow. Okay, now in the equation of the line which passes through the line 0, 2 has a gradient of 1/3 is. So our answer here is D. I'm going to show you why it is D. So the equation of every line is equal to y of every straight line. Y is equal to mx plus c, where m is a gradient. So this represents a gradient, and this represents the y-intercept. So if that represents a y-intercept, all right, so we have that here. So here the grade, it says that this point is 0 on the x, 0 on the x, and 2 on the y. So if this is a y, this is a x. So 0 on the x, 2 on the y. So it means that the graph, the line goes something like looks something like that. So therefore, it passes through this point. So therefore, this would represent our C. Right, so therefore our answer here is D. All right. In question 49, it says f of x is equal to 2x squared minus 1, then f of negative 3 is. So what we are going to do here is to substitute negative 3 into the function for x in the function, right? So it's equal to 2 times negative 3 squared minus 1. So 2 times negative 3 becomes 2 times 9 minus 1. So 2 9s become 18, 18 minus 1, that becomes 17. So answer here is 17. Which of the following point lies on the line y equal to 2x minus 3? So therefore these points, so that is our x value and that is our y value. Okay, so therefore whenever we insert our x value into this equation, then we are supposed to get our y value. So if I put 3, so this, if x, for the first one, x is equal to 2. Now what are we going to have? y is going to be equal to 2 times 2 minus 3, and that is 4 minus 3, and that is equal to 1. So therefore that we realize that can't work, right? So therefore we will just continue with trial and error, and when we get to this one, we will see that y is equal to 2 times 0 minus 3 is equal to, so in this case y is equal to negative 3. So we realize that this is the one that will work. So our answer here is C. Now, so the range of f of x, where x is equal to f of x is equal to negative x squared, what the domain value is. So we want to find the range of the range here. So what is the range? So we're going to get negative of negative 2 squared. So even though we square negative 2, which is going to give you a positive number, this negative sign is still going to make it a negative 4. If we do the same thing with negative 1 squared, negative 1 squared is going to give us negative 1. Negative 1 squared is going to give us 1, but a negative sign outside of the bracket is going to give us negative 1. And if we continue, so let us continue with 1 squared, negative 1 squared. So when we square a positive number, we are going to get 1, but a negative sign on the outside of it still is going to give us negative 1. And 2 squared, negative 2 squared is going to give us, positive 2 squared is going to give us 4, but a negative sign on the outside is going to give us negative 4. So therefore, you will realize that the answer has to be B. Here in question 52, we are looking at circle theorem. And the circle, if we remember the concept from circle theorem, is that the angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference standing on the same arc. So therefore, if this angle here is 50, then that means that this angle at the middle is twice the angle at the center. So therefore, it's going to be equal to 100. So this angle there is equal to 100. So our answer there is D. Under the translation, the images of 3 and 5 is, so we know that the object plus our translation is equal to our image. So therefore, 3 negative 5 plus 2 negative 5. So we're going to get 5 negative 8. Okay, so 5 negative 8 is represented by D. Moving on to question 54, it says AC and DE are straight line intersecting at B. Angle DBA is equal to 58 degrees. The measure of angle ABE. So they want to know this. So what we need to remember is that angle on a straight line is equal to 180, right? So therefore, if I say 180 minus 58, we are going to get 122 degrees. So therefore, angle ABE is equal to 122 degrees. Which one of the following angles are equal? Alright, so if we, and still referring to the diagram below, So we want to know which one of the angles are equal. ABD is equal to CBE. So our answer here is equal to D. All right. So again, if you are liking this video, please do not be afraid to hit the like button and subscribe and comment below as well. So in the diagram, the translation by which AB is mapped onto AE is represented by. So if we talk about translation, so we want to find. So remember, the object plus the translation is equal to the image. So if we have the image and we want to find the translation is equal to the image minus the object. So the image points here are 4 and 6, and the object points are 2 and 5. So the 4 minus 2 will give you 2, 6 minus 5 will give you 1. So our answer here is B. So moving on to number 57, it says the triangle ABC, AX is equal to X, angle B is equal to 2X, and the sides of angle C is, so we know the angles in a triangle is equal to 180. So therefore we're going to have 180 minus X plus 2X. So X plus 2X will give you what? 3X. It becomes 180 minus 3X degrees. So our answer there is A. Here in question 58, it says the length of MO in centimeters. So what we will realize here that we are talking about a similar triangle or two similar triangles. So this angle and this angle are equal, and then this angle and then this angle are also equal. So once we have corresponding angles being equal, then we know that we're dealing with similar triangles. Okay? And if you realize now that this triangle ABC is an enlargement of MNO. And how do you know what the scale of enlargement is? If you look, if I divide AB divided by MN, so we're talking about corresponding sides here. So if we take corresponding sides, so AB is equal to 6 centimeters and MN is equal to 3 centimeters. So 6M divided by 3M is equal to what? 2. Okay, so the scale factor there is 2. So our scale factor is 2. So since our scale factor is 2, it means that this triangle here is twice this one. So therefore, if this is 7, then MO is going to be half of 7. So therefore, MO is equal to half AC is equal to half times 7, and that is equal to 3.5. So answer here is 3.5. Okay? So I hope you're understanding what we are doing here. Again, take some time out to study and review these questions. It says now, from the diagram above, sine C is, okay, so therefore, here we have a right angle triangle, and applying Pythagoras, if we apply Pythagoras' theorem, we will realize that this side is 13. But let's prove it. We know that Pythagoras' theorem says that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. Okay? So therefore, we have 13 squared, we have 12 squared, plus 5 squared. 12 squared plus 5 squared will give you 144 plus 25. So therefore, AC squared is equal to that. Okay, so therefore AC is equal to the square root of 169, which is equal to 13. So therefore, this side here is equal to 13. Now, if that side is equal to 13, then we want to find sine C. And what is sine? Sine theta is equal to opposite over the hypotenuse. Okay, what is the opposite side equal to? The opposite side is equal to 5. Okay, because if this is the angle, then this side now becomes the opposite side. 5 divided by 13. So our answer here, 5 divided by 13 is A. And question 60 says, how far up the wall does a ladder reaches? Given that, sorry about that, given that it says that refers to the following diagram, which shows a ladder of 5 meters. So it means that this ladder here is 5 meters. Okay, so applying the same concept of Pythagoras' theorem, that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the square of the other two. The square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So 5 squared is equal to 3 squared plus x squared. So therefore, x squared is equal to 5 squared minus 3 squared. So 5 squared is 25 minus 9 is equal to 16. So x is going to be equal to the square root of 16. Square root of 16 is equal to 4. So our answer here is 4, which is A. Alright, so this has brought us to the end of this paper. I hope that you did learn something, and again, you take time to review this video, apply, share it with your friends, and I wish you all the best in your exams. Peace.